everyone, I'm Karen Milton and welcome to Slim for Good and the Change for Good programme. So I'm going to tell you a little bit today about how you can test certain foods at home, those that you eat or drink a lot of, so it's not just foods, it's drinks too, and that perhaps are not great for us and perhaps are making you feel slightly as though something needs to change. So I believe that they're not really any bad foods. I hate this when people say I'm being good and I'm being bad. I think there generally are some foods that perhaps don't make us feel great. They sabotage our health and our weight loss success if that's what's important to you. But if we have a slight intolerance to a certain food or drink, then we do tend to crave them. So it's really quite bizarre that we tend to eat and drink a lot of them because of that. And so if we're carrying on eating and drinking these foods, then this can have an effect on how we feel and also, how our health is. So if you feel a little bit tired or maybe a little bit bloated, it could be that it's some of the foods that you've eaten, not necessarily just that day. It can actually happen sometime the day before. So we're going to look at that in a moment. If we've got this imbalance then in our body, then that's when the food doesn't even have to be called a food intolerance. It could just be an energy zapping food for you. So some signs of this sort of energy toxin or food intolerance, whatever you want to call it, are that we feel bloated, we suffer with some water retention, we're having difficulty losing weight perhaps, we're craving these foods, and you might be well aware of some of the foods that you do crave. We feel fatigued, we feel irritable, we feel low in mood. We can actually procrastinate, which is fascinating, I think, when we think about how food can affect us in that way. We can really be sleeping pretty poorly, waking up on and off through the night, and it can affect our digestion, not just constipation, all sorts of things, IBS, it could be diarrhea, whatever, but it can make us feel pretty lousy if there is a food that you're continuing to have that is a little bit energy toxin or energy toxic for you. So for health and weight loss, and I believe that what we need to do is to choose foods and drinks that are great for us, that make us feel fantastic. And if you do then choose foods that are good for you, you'll feel energized and you'll make healthier choices and decisions. So self-muscle testing, I've been using this for a long time because I've in the past recommended to clients to use food intolerance testing, quite expensive blood tests or finger prick tests and all sorts of things. And then I went through a phase where I was using self-muscle testing and I was doing muscle testing with individuals through my kinesiology training. And I was getting the same results as these sort of tests that were like £250. So I believe it's a good indication anyway of the foods and the drinks that really suit you. It's the easiest home test I've found is doing it this way, and we call it the sway test or the standing test. And this is because your body knows what's good for it, and at least it's your subconscious mind that knows what's good for it. What gets in the way is our conscious mind that sort of ignores those messages. So you tend to be naturally drawn towards the truth or the positive things for you and your body. We just need to stop the conscious mind getting in the way, and that's why this test, you need a partner to do it, and that your partner will be handing you maybe a tiny little glass, like a little sherry glass if you've got any of those, or liqueur glasses, with a little piece of food in it, and your eyes will be shut because we don't want your conscious mind to have any influence on this blind test. It's going to be a blind test because that will give you the best results. So first of all, we need to get your energy flowing in a free forward motion. And to do that, I can't do it because I'm sitting obviously demonstrating or talking to you now, but you stand up and you put your feet about 9 inches apart, whatever's comfortable for you. So standing up straight but not rigid, just standing up feeling pretty good and straight, and arms by your side, hands by your side, and then you'll close your eyes. And then what we want to do is to get your thymus gland to get this energy flowing really well through the body. So all you have to do is to tap your thymus gland, which is just under your breastbone here, so just under here. So I'm just tapping it with 2 or 3 fingers, and you do that for about 30 seconds whilst you're standing up. It doesn't need to be perfect, because you'll feel this sort of percussion effect on your chest in that area, and that percussion effect works really well at balancing the thymus gland anyway, so you don't need to panic too much that. So you've done that for about 30 seconds, and then you'll move on to the next phase, and this is where you've now still got your eyes closed, and then you'll do a test to see, you know, whether you move the way the majority of people move. And the majority of people move when you've done the thymus test and you've got your eyes closed, and if you're saying the words yes in your mind, you don't have to say it out loud, yes, 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 right in my mind, like I'm doing it now without you knowing. Okay, and what generally happens when that happens is that if you're saying it and you're really focused and really focusing on the word yes, 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 you tend to move forward. So it would be a forward motion. It may not be that much, but your partner will see a little, maybe a little sway forward, but generally you'll move. And then you'll say in your mind, no, 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 or no, 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 quietly. And generally you'll move back. I've had the odd exception where people do it the other way around, but it's most unusual. Most people move forward for yes and back for no. And then you can test things like in your head again. I would do, my name is Karen. Obviously I know that's true and positive, so move forward. And then I would say something like, my name is Ian, and generally I would move backwards. I always move forward for yes and back for no, and most people do. And I see people move really quite forward when they ask that sort of question. So maybe stop this recording now and have a practice with that. It's fascinating, isn't it? Really fascinating. And it's amazing what the body and the mind will do when it knows what's true and what isn't true. So now we need to do the blind tests. And this is where you've got your maybe little sherry glasses or liqueur glasses all set up with certain foods in it, and you've probably seen my photograph. So I've included all different types of milks there. For example, I did coconut milk and normal cow's milk and lactose-free milk and goat's milk, and then tested some goat cheese and normal cheese and strawberries, tomatoes, cucumber. What else did I test in that? Oh, wheat. Obviously lots of breads, type of wheat, and then non-wheat items, and those sort of things. So those would be the types of things that most people who come to see me have in their diet. And it's really interesting to do this with things that they believe are absolutely fine. For example, strawberries are not a great food for me. But I'm fine with things like oranges, for example. So I would steer away from strawberries and go for oranges as a food that I know is going to make me feel better and more energized. So you've got in your pack, you've got a printout where you just make a note, or your partner does, or you just get them to put the little sherry glasses or liqueur glasses that if you've moved forward, when you've said, is this beneficial for me? And you've moved forward and you've said yes, put those on one side. And if you go back, it's not beneficial for me, put that on the other side, and then make a note of them so that you know which foods are not great for you and which foods are fine. And if you move slightly in one direction, or if you stay static, then that's really interesting. It's sort of nothing bad, nothing good. It's okay. But what we want to be having most of the time are those foods that really make us feel good and really make us move forward. So that's how the test does. But it has to be to blind. Remember, you can't be influenced. You can't open your eyes and have a quick look, because that will really just change the whole process. So Ideally, what you want to do then is to take away your specific not great foods from your diet for about 3 to 4 weeks. And then I test them again, because some people say, oh, you've got to take them out for 3-6 months. But I've had some people that really are able to tolerate them after 3 or 4 weeks. So it's just something that you need to retest on a regular basis. If they're still not great for you, then it's probably your decision whether you take them out of your diet for a bit longer. But at least it gives you that choice, and you know that if you're having them constantly, it's going to affect how you're feeling. And it's a really good idea during that time to take a really good probiotic supplement. You can get that in any health food shop, and if you want to come through me, I can recommend some good ones for you too. But I don't actually sell supplements, so I would just be putting you in contact with those people who do. And I also got, I also have a discount code. If anyone's interested, then please ask, and I'm happy to share that with you. It's good then to heal your gut through that time by taking that probiotic, as I've said, and then retest on a regular basis. So enjoy the testing and start to feel amazing and great. Thanks very much for watching. You've got your handout. If you've got any questions, just contact me, and you can now change for good. Bye.